4 or 5? 5, okay, cool. Cool beans. And no, Einen. Tar you. Tar you. Tar you.
Bob and Regina.
And I have been seeing what Enzo's doing, yeah, man. Getting into those deep fakes. Bakura's gonna be on like Britain's Most Wanted soon as a deep fake, and it's gonna be amazing.
Least of all those you call friend. Your parents learned that.
Pia, pia.
They're waiting for you in hell. Then it just felt light, like I could do whatever I wanted. No guilt, no consequence.
So it's been stabbed with that like truth type
Penguin
serum
isn't the
stuff.
only child marked. There are others whose families were destroyed by Wayne. They'll make Gotham pay for his sins.
But what would Harvey think?
Bakura's gonna be in movies.
Working together.
He's asked me to send a video of my face as well. I'll do it at some point, but I'm also a bit worried. He did. He got straight up blammoed, yeah, man. There's been a few things that I didn't quite expect to happen in this game, like the option to have Batman impale someone.
After tonight, I can't stand in their way anymore.
Sure you can.
So sorry, ladies and gents. As you might have guessed, there's been a change to tonight's program.
Wow.
We need a new moderator. You there? Yes. Luke, thank you for volunteering.
Vicky Bell is helpful. She's always trying to be helpful.
You have nothing to fear. We are the children of Arkham.
I wonder if the Children of Arkham's going to be like some weird play on like the Court of Owls or something, maybe?
Thank you.
Or the League of Shadows? Or maybe it's just like a new thing for the game. Because I don't remember, like, say, for example, if it is Scarecrow who's getting the toxin and stuff, I don't remember Scarecrow having, like, a legion, you know. Well, we definitely got Penguin. I don't know about Scarecrow. It could be Scarecrow. His mask is a little lacking if he's Scarecrow, though, in my opinion. Penguin has a problem, Scarecrow has drugs. They both have problems and drugs.
With the drugging and subsequent murder of Mayor Hamilton Hill, Harvey Dent was left running unopposed. After a rather lackluster election,
Bruce.
Hey, one face.
Friendly face.
Friendly face.
still being held for observation. Meanwhile,
There was so much foreshadowing for his face, and I can't believe we managed to avert it. That's quite the look.
Nice outfit, Harv. That is
Yeah, right.
quite the look.
Look at your stupid
What?
one face.
I'm mayor now. Thought I'd start a
Typically,
new
it's going to
friend.
go hand in hand. Yeah.
Really, though, I can't wait to get
Though
out
drugs
of
never
here.
have problems. Just
Get
people
out
having a problem with
of
drugs. And my opinion is just get over it. It's your
What have
problem,
you
you
got
know.
there?
Drugs don't give a shit.
Yeah. I brought you some flowers.
Aww.
Oh, I see I'm not the first.
They're going to make babies together.
Yeah, well, my mother and my secretary.
Oh shit, I wanted to bang his girlfriend.
Boy's dream.
If it was Two-Face, it would have been much easier to bang his girlfriend. He's going to get angry and burn his face off when he realises I'm trying to bang his girlfriend.
I thought she'd at least come by to congratulate me.
I mean, maybe he can rub it into his eye, the flowerings, and it'll
Guess we
alleviate
weren't as close
something.
As I thought. Maybe she just saw me being a coward.
Well, it's probably for the best to forget about her.
So I can bang her.
I was kind of hoping you'd be a little more optimistic.
No, you're ugly. She only likes people with half a
You're
face.
right. I am glad you're here, though.
That's why she likes Batman, you know.
Infuriating. Just sitting here and having nothing but time to think about what happened. I wish I could make myself turn it off completely. Watching footage of the debate over and over. Penguin would have just beaten me to death right there in front of everyone. He wanted to. I mean, if Batman hadn't been there, I was helpless, Bruce. Helpless. Couldn't do anything. Batman was the one who stepped up. Yeah, I can still hear him laughing. What they did to Hill, to the moderator. I have to live with that.
Both sides
You
your
heard them
face.
up there. But Penguin and that maniac on screen. This isn't over. I need to stay ahead of them. They're trying to cause discord.
Batman stopped them from killing you the other night, but they will try again.
I won't hide from them, Bruce.
I can't promise you can keep your face forever, man. If you keep pushing them, they might just burn your face off at some point.
My therapist is worried the drug might have caused some issues to resurface.
make them unmanageable.
Is he still gonna go crazy just with two sides of a face? I'm gonna be really annoyed if he goes mental, like angry and shit, but he's still got two sides of his face.
Be able to take it easy? We all have demons, Harvey.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah,
Honestly,
man. If you feed them
fine.
and give them a little like cupboard
Besides,
space or
I
something,
know
usually
I'm
they're
not
actually
the
pretty
only
chill.
one dealing with the fallout from that debate. I know how much you loved your father, Bruce.
And that event had surprisingly low security, right?
You too.
Harvey, don't.
I know the people who broke in all had guns, but still, it was a
drugged Esther Cobblepot.
mayoral
Killed
debate
Ding
in
Dong,
this place,
both
you
of
know?
them killed. It's a lot to process.
Right?
I'm sorry. Just because I keep reliving it doesn't mean you want to.
Oswald and I were best friends when we were kids. I knew his mother. Talked to her.
Injected her.
Look, I realize what a terrible friend I've
Plot
been
twist.
to
He
you.
didn't care about what happened to his face. He was roid rage all
I'm so
along. Yeah,
focused
right?
on the
That is gonna be it.
campaign. I thought distancing myself from you was the only option.
Yeah, well, look what happened then, bitch.
I'm sorry.
You should be.
Thanks, Harvey. I appreciate that.
I'll
Good
make
guy,
it up to
Bruce.
you.
It's a city of Gotham, you know, something could happen, but I guess they thought Penguin took a day off. Yeah.
What is that?
Batman symbol.
I thought
From near the GCPD.
you know, they were literally
One way
they
to-
just said that they were going to arrest me after like the next day, basically, which is now. Are they just doing that and hoping that Batman will come and be like, cool, we're arresting you, Batman?
Yeah, I
Ah,
should get
shit.
going,
Well, you got me.
What, already? What else do you have to do? My assistant won't be here for another hour.
I have a date, actually.
What? Why didn't you say so? Well, don't keep a lady waiting on my account.
It's your lady.
I do want to hear all
Have
about
fun.
it later, though, all right?
Either that or he's going to throw it back in my face at some point and be like, you went on a date when I was
Keep
had a
your
black
head up.
eye in hospital. Like, I mean,
Thanks, Bruce.
just chill, dude. It's America, so it's a private room. Yeah, you got TV. Let's watch some TV. That's it. Put some cartoons on. You'll be good. And the Waffle Heists are on again, yo. If you do want to get in on it, follow suit. See what Mighty's done and get in on it.
Unit 6 in pursuit of suspects westbound on 15th Street.
Is it the
It's
children
Batman
of
the animated series to break the fourth wall. That's it, exactly.
Negative. They're taking
Damn
shots
good
at
time
us
too.
when
That
we
was
get close.
classic TV.
Understood.
Do I
Stay
still, I
on
think that's one of.
We'll think of something.
I think that's one of the DVDs I kept. Was like the first season of the animated one. I've got rid of like most of my DVDs now, but I kept like a few, and I'm pretty sure the animated season was one of the one's I kept.
Look, everyone's stretched thin. I'm doing what I can.
Wagwan, Jim.
I have to go.
Michael Gambino did the choreography. Nice.
That light has a bat on it, Jim.
That's so
You
childish. Your
give me
sister.
a number to call, I'll rethink my methods.
Also, how much did that cost the
just
Gotham City
glad
Police
I got
Department to
your
do that,
attention.
man? That's a lot of
We have a lot of
craftsmanship, you know,
options.
and a lot of electricity.
So, here we are.
Well, it worked. I'm here.
I
You took a
appreciate
Kung
it.
Pao DVD from your dad's too, right? Kung
I'd
Pao
rather
is
be
great.
arrested than come to you first. But the
I can't
children
remember what the. I just remember the lady making high pitched
calling a
noises,
truce.
but
Just for tonight.
in town. Ah, yeah, la.
Bring me up to speed.
Right. Renee Montoya.
Oh,
one of
yeah.
my officers.
That
The one who
bitch.
tried to shoot me.
I know, but
She
hear
was
me
poisoned.
out. She's trying to clear her name after those animals manipulated her into killing Falcone.
Okay, so they do believe that
She's
she was
supposed to be on
manipulated.
leave,
That's cool.
But she got a tip on the children of
She's on
Arkham's
leave.
chemical
She
stash.
killed someone and
Went
she's on
rogue.
leave. She's not
She's
like
out there alone.
in prison.
Can't spare anyone.
Oh, that's it.
Her up.
Wee wee wee
I told her
wee.
to leave. This is personal. Children of Arkham pumped her full of that junk. She's a good cop. One of my best.
She doesn't earn my help.
Montoya tried to take me down. She can handle this herself.
Thought I could count on you. But maybe I was mistaken.
Shit, I should have actually done that. I just wanted to be bad Batman.
Children of Arkham are everywhere all over.
Shit.
Where the hell they all come from?
Well, fuck.
I never heard of them before. And that debate.
You want answers? Ask Oswald Cobblepot.
Cobblepot?
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring him in for questioning.
Gordon, this is Schultz. Over.
Gordon here.
We got a problem with the mayor, sir.
What happened? Is he okay?
We got many fizzbucks left.
He took off
The
and left
seed
us-
of how the mighty may have, how the almighty may have
Crisis, I
fallen.
can't deal with right now. We've got to keep both Montoya and Dent safe. Somehow.
I'm on it.
I can be in two places at once.
Always.
Launch the drones. I need eyes on the city.
Lucius has made some upgrades. I'll let him explain.
Oh shit, so Lucius is in
Who are
this
you talking
universe.
to? You got a whole team or something?
A little busy at the moment, Joe.
Say no more.
Yeah, we ain't friends, boy. You said you were gonna arrest me.
All right, patching you through to R&D in Wayne Enterprises.
Batman, so listen.
Wagwan,
The
Lucius.
first model was only equipped for visual surveillance, but seeing how you used them at the Skyline, I thought you'd need an audio feed as well.
Thanks, Morgan.
Microphones are incredibly sensitive. They can pick up sounds from up to 500 yards.
Oh shit, dude.
In some cases, you'll even be able to hear through walls, like X-ray peering.
Nice work.
Thanks. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Is that the guy who voiced Lee in The Walking Dead? It may well have been.
Montoya's car
May
was
well have
crossing
been.
the bridge to Arkham Island.
There's a few people that we think might have actually done it. Explosion goes up in front of him, Batman goes deaf. Batman calls it death. I am the bringer of doom. All caps. Oh shit, this is going to be when they blow up Harvey's face again.
Not a big window to unload all of that. They said they wanted it done tonight, so it's gotta be done. You wanna argue with them? Be my guest. You just keep an eye out for that cop.
If I choose, I bet Harvey Dent's going to get his face blown off, and if I don't go to Harvey Dent on this bit. Okay, let's listen to Harvey.
What do you keep looking at?
That car's been behind us since the hospital.
God, is this guy trying to
What do you guys reckon though? Should we save the police lady or should we save Harvey again? I kind of want him to become Two-Face.
Damn it!
What do you guys reckon? Should we leave Harvey and see if he becomes Two-Face? Or should we go save Harvey and try and keep him from being Two-Face? Pause it a second, have a sip of water. I was going to put on the crowd play on this one, but you'd have to log into like Telltale, and I can't remember what my login was, so we'll just do it this way. You say go save Harvey. She did try to shoot you after all. Okay, so that's 1 for Harvey. Almighty's going police. That's 2 for Harvey. So it's 2-1 at the moment. So it's 2 people saying save Harvey and 1 saying save the police. I'm going to do like a 5-second countdown on my hand without saying it. New levels of interaction. Okay, go. For any more votes. Oh, you can't really see my little finger. There we go. Boom. Okay, we'll save Harvey. Not being Two-Face on my watch.
I'm headed over to Dent. Your guys are gonna have to handle Montoya.
I'll round up what officers I can. Gonna have to head out there myself, too. I know this is risky, Batman. Just be careful.
Got to keep this face intact. New mission. I'm starting to think that, you know. It's just going to be like every decision. Keep Harvey's face or save someone's life. New world order.
We got a major disturbance here. Several armed suspects on the loose.
Okay. Need to look out for men with arms. Good to know. Oh, that's Bruce Wayne's car. Oh wait, no, it's not Bruce Wayne's because this one's not red. It can't be Bruce Wayne's car.
We gotta hurry. Batman's on his way.
Relax. We ready?
Nah. Batman?
You're too late, Dent.
Oh shit! Fucking have your face then. Let's put my smoke down for a second. Wait, who's that lady? That's not Selena. He's moved on quick.
Get behind me, Deborah.
Get over here!
You think I'm scared of you?
You should be, yeah.
You should be.
I feel like if you say something and then the game gives you the option to say it, you have to kind of take it.
What are you planning?
That all depends on you, Batman.
Oh yeah? Hi. Now will you tell me I punched your jacket?
This can get so much worse for you.
Tell me, bitch.
It's making us all crazy.
Crazy! This is Gucci. Alright, we killed him. We suffocated him to death.
Everyone all right?
Mr. Bruised Face over here is alright as well.
You? Sorry, dumb question.
That's a dumb question.
This is
Dummy.
the second time you've helped me.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's absolute chaos out there. The children of Arkham chose one hell of a night to strike out.
Be careful. The children of Arkham still have you in their sights.
I can handle a couple of lowlives like them.
Oh, sure you can, Mr. One Face.
I'll call us a cab.
Batman, be safe out there.
Batman.
The mayor's on your side.
No, what, you shake hands with him, but you wouldn't shake hands with Falcone? Wow, standards, dude. Maybe it actually sounded a bit like the Batman theme. Okay. Now we're on to Police Lady.
Alfred.
Are you alright?
Yeah, but they knew I was coming. They seem to be getting info on the GCPD's whereabouts. Not sure how.
Jim.
I need an update on the construction site.
Bringing it up now. Stay down!
Pew,
We're coming
pew.
to you.
Okay. Good, good. Yeah, Batman takes everyone's women's, not just Harvey's.
You'd better get down there.
Sure.
On my way.
It's too far away. We should have taken the Batcopter. Oh, sweet. Is it all finished? Good. We don't have to do shit. Nice.
I shouldn't have even been here, Lieutenant. I did this.
Shouting about it isn't going to do him any good.
Hey,
Sure
how you
could've
doing?
Used your help 10 minutes ago.
I was saving Harvey
Nice
Dent.
work. Just stroll in to survey the damage.
I was out there saving the mayor's life.
Bitch.
I didn't know.
Tell me what happened.
They got away. Took one of our guys with them.
Go ahead. Say it. This is my fault.
It's your fault.
I followed them. I got ambushed. And now one of our own is stuck with those monsters.
This isn't over. We'll find the children of Arkham and your missing officer. They won't get away with this.
Missing officer doesn't have
This
to be
is
alive, though,
Gotham,
right?
Not some fairy tale. The good guys never win in the end.
I mean, you're not a good guy. You shot someone.
Oh, what are you?
That's fair.
Gotta make this right. No matter what it takes.
Who is she? Well, is she going to become like a major player in this or some shit?
We got our
That's
asses
right, Jim.
handed to
That's
us.
right.
They knew you were coming.
How? We've been using a secure channel. You saying we got a leak?
Saying you
Go
got a
over to
mole.
command. Anyone
leak.
there?
Command here. What is it, Lord?
Turn that off.
What?
It's been compromised.
Command! Do you copy?
Oh shit. Hijacked it. Hey, Connie, how you doing?
I'm gonna
It's
look
going to
at
become
this.
HQ.
I'll let you know what
It's
I
going to become high quality. It's already pretty decent quality. Zoom, zoom. Oh, Harley Quinn. Oh, well, you reckon LaToya Jackson's going to be Harley Quinn? Maybe. You liked high quality better? Yeah. High quality, you don't get much better than high quality, you know what I mean? So.
Bruce?
The GCPD
Yo,
has
Al.
been compromised. The children of Arkham were listening the whole time.
How?
That's what I'm going to
A
find out.
mall.
Alfred, I'm sending over evidence of some kind of encrypted communication signal.
It's coming up on my screen now, but I'm afraid it looks like a bunch of gibberish to me.
I need to go to Wayne Tower and look into this.
Okay.
Get me Lucius on the line.
Maybe we should drive
Yes,
there.
right away. If the public finds out the police aren't able to communicate,
It'll cause a panic. Just what the children of Arkham want.
mass chaos. That seems to be
Seems
how
to
the
be fun.
Penguin does business. I have Lucius on the line now.
Luscious Lucius.
Bruce, are you there?
I'm looking at this data Alfred sent me. It's messy.
Batman, don't use my name over
The children of
communications.
Arkham are doing.
Jeez,
How
Lucius.
fast can you decrypt?
It's a tough one, but I should have it cracked soon if you can meet me at Wayne Tower.
Penguins can be mischievous little buggers. I mean, have you seen them stealing rocks and slapping each other into little holes? Mischievous little buggers. Cute as the Dickens, that's how they get away with it. Wayne Tower. 7:29 AM. Jeez, dude. Go to bed. Worth a try? I did leave All In on for like a day or two after by accident, so it was always worth a shot to try higher.
Almost there, Lucius.
I'll meet you down in the lab. Some aspects of the Children of Arkham surveillance are worrying.
Great.
And also try and type that.
Bruce.
Chairwoman.
I didn't think you'd be here. I was.
Well, because I do All In days,
used to look
Sakane,
to
every now and then,
Thomas for
so
guidance
like,
in hard times.
it can be worth checking just in case I've been
Seems
forgetful,
silly.
which I quite often am.
After everything that's happened. You know what they say about old habits.
Yeah, I miss them too. Both of them.
I know. Every day, I wish your father was still with us. He was wise beyond his years. And
Not
Martha,
so wise he couldn't get shot.
she was such a delight to have around.
Not so delightful she couldn't get shot.
I've been called in for an emergency board meeting.
I wasn't told about it.
You weren't invited, Bruce.
Get him.
You are the topic of discussion for the board. They want to decide what your future at this company will be. Whether to dismiss you or not.
I mean, everything with Batman's about his goddamn parents,
This company
man.
is bigger than any one individual. We have to keep face. And after this,
I'd like a Batman where he's just over it. He's like, yeah, it sucked, man. It was a bit, it was real shit. But you know, I'm an older person now. I've got my own life. You know, I've moved on.
The lives of innocents for my own benefit.
I know that, Bruce. But you have to
Chicken
understand
just blew up the
that
city.
what the
Wayne family
public
shouldn't have got
wants to
shot.
hear isn't always what we want to
It's
hear.
their fault.
The whole city is watching to see what our next move is going to be.
Left. No, diagonal.
You need to get down here.
I'm not on my
I worked with your parents for
saving
years,
grace.
and neither of them gave any indication of foul play. How could you have ever known?
You obviously just weren't much of a player.
You're nothing like him, Bruce. We always build up the people closest to us. When they fall,
Then do something about it,
Tell
Butland.
that to the board.
what do you think I'm trying to do, Bruce? I'm not your enemy.
Come on, Regina.
You should remember that.
You're a massive player in the
Don't forget
Batman
who your
universe.
allies
Don't let us
are,
down
Bruce
now.
Wayne. I'll come find you after.
I'll be right down, Lucius.
Oh, we playing chess? Oh, I see. That seems silly. If someone just started playing chess and they heard that. Yeah, right, it's a chess hit. Why not just do like a pile of used tissues, you know? As opposed to the extra thing there, but yeah, make it like a pile of what looks to be janky tissues. No one's gonna touch that. Or a pile of poop. I mean, he does have a lot of security measures here, but people would still be asking questions if they got this far.
It's good to hear she's still in your corner.
I think that is the voice of
Fine,
Lee.
unlike
I'm pretty sure that is the
conversations
voice of Lee, yeah.
Hey, I'm looking out for you. There've been whispers that the board was going to take action against you.
I suppose, yeah, it could just
If you lose
kill
your
them.
company, Batman will take a
They're in a
massive
little
hit,
capsule,
too.
so it'd be very easy to extinguish them with fire or
I
something.
know the cave is well equipped, but all of this is owned and paid for by the company.
It doesn't matter what the board does. We'll be fine.
Probably.
I'm not gonna let anything get in the way of what we're doing down here.
Try
Sure.
saying that when you can't access this wing anymore.
Right.
Right now, finding out how the Children of Arkham are spying on the police.
You know what
is
music
more
listening to
important.
tonight? Got some bangers here.
What have you got?
On the
It's
game?
Wayne Tech, Bruce.
Oh, you mean because the
No,
music
Wayne
projects that were just
Enterprises
posted? Yeah.
is a telecommunications
Yeah.
giant. If someone were to say,
Thanks for giving him a
build
listen.
a back door into that tech,
You're telling me the Children of Arkham hacked into the system?
so that's the thing. Do you want the good news or the bad news.
Can I just have mediocre news?
You're not gonna like it.
I got bad news
No
first.
shortage of bad news lately. Might as well just pile more on.
Well, you see this back door they're using? I built it.
Oh, Foxy.
What are you talking about?
Foxy.
When your mission as Batman started, you needed a way to monitor the city. Well, this is how. I piggybacked Batman's surveillance onto Wayne Enterprises' signal.
If the children of Arkham have access to the same system, does that mean they know my identity?
Possibly. You have been calling him Bruce a lot over the phone.
They've only accessed the GCPD so far. Not a lot of activity otherwise.
I'll have Alfred warn Gordon. The GCPD needs to get rid of their Wayne Tech devices.
Smart move.
Thanks. Alfred, I've got news. What is it? All of them? Just all communications. They have to use pigeons from now on.
I can fortify it, but it's going to take longer to force them out of the system. The question remains, how did the children of Arkham find out about the back door in the first place? They shouldn't have been able to find it. Not unless they knew what they were looking for. Whoever broke in certainly knew how to cover their tracks.
When the cops raided the manor, they seized every computer belonging to Wayne Enterprises. Mayor Hill must have given them
Police pigeons, man. You gotta be careful. They're pretty good. Most of them are undercover nowadays, so that's why you don't see them wearing hats.
I'm gonna keep working on this Children of Arkham business.
It was really obvious when they were
wearing hats. Shut down their access entirely.
We'd better lock this stuff down.
Could be a lot of people. A lot of people have access to a lot of stuff around here. Check for upgrades and then hide your bat tech. Alright. Let's see if I can upgrade this photo first.
Well, Tiffany's really taking after you. And Luke, stubborn as always.
I think of what Gotham has become, and I think of them. They give me all the reason I need to work with Batman. He's the only one that will truly protect them.
Why are you now talking like I'm not in the room?
Always.
We weren't being subtle before.
Looks like another invaluable piece of Lucius Fox technology.
Cool. Oh, it's a nice table. Let's have a look.
I always wonder why you had a table that could hide itself. Guess it's coming in pretty handy now.
Trust me, it was much more paranoia than precaution.
Have a little look at our drone.
Ooh, what's this?
Something I'm still working on. Some new armament to assist you in the field. There's only so much you can do on your own.
Is there any other way to earn FB apart from Waffle Heist, Fizzle fights, and you what mates? And the giveaways? That is basically it, yeah. Technically, we did always say, like, if you do donations, you get some, but I always forget about that, and I never remember how much it was for.
Detonate it remotely with your gauntlet. Boom.
Nice.
Boom, baby.
Be careful.
That's right.
Those things pack a serious punch.
Yeah, beyond that, there isn't really anything else to get it, you know. You called this as well, the old woman who said, "Know your allies is the mole."
You've
Could
been
be.
busy, haven't you, Lucius?
Although, wasn't she the one who shot Falcone, so it'd been quite, like, obvious?
Not sure I'll ever get the first one back from Selina.
It's on eBay now.
Wonder if that's the only thing she stole.
Oh, and there's give. Yeah, give as well. You can do give, actually, yeah, but that's in a random amount up to 1,000? You can specify, you have to specify who to give to, I believe, actually, yeah.
Newly elected Mayor Harvey Dent gave a rousing speech late last night, refuting claims that the children of Arkham were gaining control.
Yeah, I think you have to do give followed by the person you want to give the actual box to.
That Mayor Dent can pull through on his campaign promises.
People like the children of Arkham want to tear us apart. They want to burn everything that we've built to the ground. They don't choose to see the good in this city. But I do. Batman does. And we will fight to protect that goodness. Because we are not the children of Arkham's playthings. We are proud citizens of Gotham. and this is our city.
It's a transaction?
We speak
Well,
to
the
Commissioner
gift thing? Yeah, the
Roman
gift thing is you give up to 1,000 of your bucks away. But you didn't specify who, so it didn't leave your thing. Now, I gotta watch your friend get murked in Dead by Daylight. No worries, you take it easy, Pyro. It's lovely seeing you again. I hope your friends... I hope they do well. I was gonna say I hope they don't for your enjoyment, but I hope they do well and suck at the same time, you know, yeah. Yeah.
So, anything new?
This is gonna take some time. Don't worry. I'll let you know when I find something.
Okay, but it says 49 on your screen there. Maybe I could help with that. I've counted up to that number before, many a time. Okay, nothing else? Let's hide the table. Just incinerates everything. Are they turned off? No. Oh, there you go. Maybe you have to app.
Regina's headed to my office.
I don't remember it having to be an app before, but yeah, fair enough.
Before you do.
Oh, you meant you should do... Right, fair enough, fair enough.
Here.
Getting to that stage where my brain is going to mush.
It'll install the added security measures. You'll also have all the info I found on the Children of Arkham's activity within the system.
Thanks, Lucius.
I've always got your back, Batman. Now get out of here.
You don't have enough because of the reset.
Like to be kept
Fair.
waiting.
But Akane won the Fizzle fight, and they took 45,000 Fizzle bucks. Nice. And yeah, you have to do the you what mate followed by the actor person, yeah. You got 45k. Yeah, you be balling now. You could probably buy like so many fake donuts online with that. I just want to leave the door open, let other people find it.
Oh, God damn it!
Let me jump. First part is I pot that people put in when they enter. Yeah, everyone puts in, one person takes, kind of thing. And then you what mate is like a 1v1. What's the command to? Oh, so yeah, as recorded, exclamation mark FB.
Yeah, right.
And it will show you your fizz bucks and your fizz rank.
The board has voted.
And have they sent the chairwoman to wield the axe?
So yeah, Connor, you're currently a robo-fizz with 80,000 beats. Points.
Effective immediately. At least until this whole mess gets cleaned up.
I get it. My name isn't great for business lately.
I'm sorry, Bruce.
Are you, Regina?
It's not your fault.
Isn't it,
I asked
Regina?
to slow all this down, but the press release is going out as we speak. There will be a public event in the morning where you will formally announce your resignation.
Will I, Regina?
I'm sorry, Bruce. I tried to fight for you.
Should have fired
the
her.
board believes this is the only logical course of action.
I really appreciate you trying, Regina. Thanks.
Don't mention it.
Gonna kill her.
Our stock is tanking. The board is losing confidence. Wayne Enterprises needs a new face.
Harvey?
They already had a candidate in mind. I thought it was... I was outvoted.
Uh-oh, that doesn't
Remember,
sound good.
he'd only be interim CEO, just until this mess gets cleared up.
And who would that be?
Yeah, which crazy bastard you giving it to? Oswald? Oswald.
Oswald.
Yeah.
Bruce, old boy.
He's playing Overwatch 2 and followed. Oh.
What a chilly greeting.
Yeah, why are
As
you
you
taking
know,
over my company?
Oswald's parents were, well, victims of your father's actions. This company was built on the land he stole from the Cobblepot family.
Well, the board thought having me step in would be a good PR move.
What
Well,
better
he is a
way
nice
to
person.
show Gotham that Wayne Enterprises is committed to righting the wrongs of the past.
And also, yeah, he should be
Happy to
hugging.
help any way I can.
We're in the post-COVID world now.
People aren't much behind the Wayne name now. And considering that your parents stole from mine...
I hear you've been keeping yourself pretty busy, Oswald. You sure you can handle this? I mean, wasn't there a revolution that you had to handle?
I'm a brilliant...
We have to call down sound effects for mods.
The board has complete confidence in Mr. Cobblepot. As his resume goes into great detail, his endeavors in London were quite successful. Besides,
You can just take it in turns,
the
it's
company
fine.
basically runs itself at this point. The CEO is mostly a figurehead. Don't make this harder than it has to be.
Well, then I guess congratulations, Art.
Well done, Ozzy.
It's nice to know you'll be the one trapped in this tiny office all day.
Oh, I'm sure it's bigger than it looks.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
secret
afraid
compartments
we
and
need
shit.
you to leave the building immediately.
Damn.
We'll have your personal effects sent to you.
This is cold. Kill him, Batman. Do it. Yeah, we should beat the piss out of him, but I think he's just gone to the loo, so he doesn't have much in him. When Bruce to be like, don't touch me, motherfucker.
Oh, how sweet. Graduation present?
It's still hitting near enough, you know.
Surely we could let him take this along.
Oh, thanks, Oswald.
Oh,
whoa, what a bitch!
Clumsy, clumsy. No wonder you're not being trusted with nice things anymore.
Man, just because she got flippers.
To clean that up.
Punch him!
It'll only take a minute.
Oh, Bruce and Right, Bruce.
Just let that one play out. I'm nice. I'm being nice, Bruce. Bad Batman. So like, I wanted to punch him, but
I'm afraid.
I'll get him. I'll
Not
get
a
him.
good
It's fine.
sign, is it?
Time to go, Bruce.
Yes, Bruce.
If I punched him, it'd
Time
only
to
been worse
go.
for him.
I have a little redecorating to do. Your taste is a little too discreet for me.
Oh yeah, he's part of it already. They've already like pretty much done this.
A large one. Something exotic.
But yeah, Cobblepot is already. We know he's in allegiance with them already for sure.
I'm not different than you, mate. Just a hard-working citizen, looking out for Gotham.
That's okay. We'll get him. He's put on a posh voice. He can't keep the posh voice on the whole time. He'll forget. He'll slip out of it. Plus, I took a shit in the drawer.
come set you up.
I just did it for the fun of it, and then it turned out I was being fired anyway, so he can deal with that. It's a bat poop. Extra guano. Hey, Fox. I'm not allowed inside anymore.
It happened, didn't it?
Yep.
They're out of their minds. They can't do this to you.
This isn't over yet.
Basically, they found out that the Waynes were bastards.
We can't let anyone find out what's down there, Bruce.
Yeah. Basically, the Waynes have been found to be like funding criminals and shit, so he's being kicked out because of the name in it.
It's all safe. Don't worry.
Okay.
For how long?
And the 8 ball doesn't work anymore. I think the script, there's a few of the scripts that stopped working and have been able to get back working again. But I think the 8 ball occasionally does work. I don't know. It's not working very well, at least. It didn't work this time.
I'll have to stop working on it.
He dropped an M-bomb in an email and accidentally sent to the whole company. Yeah, he did. There was like 5 of them as well. It wasn't just one.
I could keep an eye on things for you. Let you know what they're up to. Feed
Yeah.
you what information
Be my ally here, buddy.
No, Lucius. I need you to stay here.
But
you're the only ally I have in this building. It's important. I need you to be my eyes and ears.
All right, I can do that.
Keep Oswald out of R&D, and let me know if anything comes up.
Maybe I should have had him on my team, actually, but fuck it.
Keep that drive safe.
See, 8 ball doesn't want to answer. So I'm assuming it's not broken, otherwise it would have told us, right? Yeah, exactly. That's it, almighty. I don't know if Urban still works. No, Urban... Did Urban stop ages ago anyway? I don't know if Urban works anymore or not, actually.
I wish life were easier for you, Bruce. It's just one thing after another.
That's why I'm glad I have you, Al.
Yeah, baby. Okay, so Urban seems to be buggered as well. I can just, if you need to know something, then you type Urban, I'll just try and
Lieutenant
guess whatever it
Gordon,
means.
He said there's nothing to be done about Oswald Cobblepot. All his records are spotless. He needs proof to dig further.
Penguin's slippery, all right.
It's going downhill, I know, right? Everything's just
Children
breaking
of Arkham
apart.
accessing Wayne Tech. I have to figure out what their next move is.
Oh, and you meant yes to your question? I'm sorry, I have to take whatever I thought it was first. Oh, yeah. Oh, might even so. I thought it was the other one. So, what can you do? Okay. Too much for Batman? Batman and Catwoman, friends or foes? Mysterious compound found in Gotham warehouse. Frustration and relief over mayoral election. Demand for Bruce Wayne's resignation. Alright. Now we know the news. Let's get to it. It's too late. Install Minecraft on the back computer.
Network of all possible electronic
Might be able to use
traffic
DRTX for
related
Minecraft. Oh yeah, shit, September.
Children of Arkham are in our
What
system.
is it? Is, if I remember right, it's something like new subs 3% off. Is it 30% off, or did you? Is it actually? Yeah, okay, yeah, 30. Yeah, I was gonna say it was like 20 or 30% if I remember rightly.
They could have eyes and ears into almost everything in Gotham, just like Batman. They had access to the GCPD. We know that. The real question is, what else they'd be interested in?
Banks.
Filter for possible targets based on known Children of Arkham activity.
Museums, yeah. Tudor houses. £1 off a tier 1. Okay, nice. Oh shit, I gotta look at them and stuff. Let's have a little listen.
I wonder if they've cleared out all the Wayne tech.
This is ridiculous, Gordon. Do you know how much all this equipment costs?
Yep.
We don't have the budget to replace it all. It's a risk we've got to take, Commissioner. If the Children of Arkham can hack into our systems, we're completely ineffective. And you think going into situations completely blind is any better? Considering the alternative, yes.
Just think of it like as blindfolded, like karate. Always works in movies.
Good. One less problem to deal with. Gotham Courthouse. All public records pass through this place. Oh, look at this. Oswald's public record. None of this is right.
His whole criminal.
Think Bruce figured out he's Batman? Oh shit, Bruce knows. Yeah, I was trying to play that Bruce not knowing he knew he was Batman, but he mentions it too much.
What a blemish in sight.
The new part sounds like an issue. Yeah, I don't know if it. I think it is just for new ones. I don't know if it is for like past ones, because they've had that previously where they only gave it for like new subs, not like reoccurring ones. £9 off 6 months off tier 1, right? Oh, okay, fair enough. So you can, because I'm pretty sure last year it was only for new ones.
Yes, I know it takes time. Understatement of the century, considering I've got at least one of my guys in the ER. Yes, just please let me know when it happens. The Children of Arkham aren't going to wait on us.
Yeah, they're impatient.
I suppose I can understand the truth of that.
Harvey has no idea. It's impossible to tell if the Children of Arkham have access to this, but if they do, any action...
And to carry yourself too. Okay, cool. Okay, well, that's nice to know.
See coming.
Are you done here, sir?
Sure. No. Give me a minute.
Not yet.
He didn't even move his lips on that one.
Patients committed to Arkham going back 20 years.
A rather extensive list.
With my father's signature as the transferring doctor. Security footage.
These date back decades.
I've read the video at the debate. It's real. This is how they found their evidence. Something Hill did gave them access. At least now I know the truth.
Okay, well let's go warn Harvey, I guess. Well, view the records first.
City Hall. Record of Gotham mayors.
Hill had been in office for so long, it's hard to remember a time when he wasn't mayor.
Look at this. Theodore Cobblepot. Deceased.
Teddy Cobby.
2 weeks before the election.
Okay.
I've seen enough. I have to go warn Harvey.
Let's do it.
Keep an eye on this, Alfred, and have Lucius look into it as well. We need to find a way to lock them out.
Let's do this, Bat Team.
Very good, sir.
Are we turning back into just a normal car? Yep. No, whatever. No, it's the Batmobile. Let's go. Most cars can travel at like 300 miles per hour too, like from the get-go, so definitely not the Batmobile. Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's cool that that's his Batmobile and his normal car, but it looks so much like. I mean, it has a few extra like wings pop out and turns black. Otherwise, no one else is driving a car that Bruce Wayne drives anyway. You know, it to me it's like blatant.
Welcome.
At least ask who made your car.
I'm back. Yes, that's right. The back. I'll need a rental in the meantime.
Yeah, just get it done. What? No press conference.
Is this half of your one face?
Schedule. Okay, yeah, we'll talk later. No rest for the wicked.
Hey, Harvey.
Jesus! Don't sneak up on people like that.
Damn, calm
I
yourself.
wasn't expecting you, Bruce. You scared me right out of my skin.
Whoa, whoa, what is your problem? You're being a bit erratic.
Just turns
Yeah,
me so you
I'm
can't
sorry,
see the
Bruce.
blood.
Just a little shaky. My nerves are totally shot. Did anyone follow you?
Probably.
No, what?
Good. No, that's good. Could never be too careful. My mayoral portrait is scheduled for this morning. Guess I don't really feel the part right now. I've been looking forward to this my entire career. Thought I'd win in a
I've
landslide.
kept you with a
Love
face,
and
dude.
supported, but this,
You need to back up, okay? Back
I
up.
don't know, it just all feels different. I feel hated. Like the city's against me. It's like I don't fit. Like I don't deserve it.
Trust me, Harv. You were born to do this. You're the only person that can make a difference here.
Look,
Part of me thinks you're just lying to make me feel better.
That's exactly what we are doing.
God, the mess that Hill left behind.
He's a
I'm
clever
telling
one.
you, it's gonna take months to get everything back on track. I can't get the phone to stop ringing.
Have you tried unplugging it?
Hold on, Harvey.
You're acting weird, Bruce. Is something
The
wrong?
phone's gonna blow up your face.
Just tell me. Are we being watched? What is going on?
The technology at Wayne Enterprise is compromised. The children of Arkham are using our tech to listen in on Gotham.
I knew it.
They're
What did he
already
say?
keeping tabs
You
on the
bastard.
GCPD, and I'm pretty sure you're on their list too.
Bastards! They're like cockroaches. I've had this feeling for a while, and I'm never alone anymore.
Two faces means twice the efficiency as mayor. That's true.
Children of Arkham.
He's losing it with just one.
Attacked my car. They are after me.
It was okay.
Dead. They tried at the debate, and they will try again. How am I expected to leave when I've got a target on my back?
Paint something else on your back.
Always there, back in my mind. I feel like I am trapped in a nightmare, and I can't get out.
So get rid of them. It'd be easy for the mayor of Gotham to make them outlaws. Declare the children of Arkham public enemy number one. Everyone in Gotham will want to turn them in.
Somebody's
Yes,
watching
great.
me.
But how? I don't have.
Yeah, one face is whiny, man. At least when he has half a face, like it's kind of understandable why he's whiny.
Batman knows how this city works. He knows.
I've been there for like a week and it's due to cocaine. I think it was probably on that long before I was in politics.
Maybe break a few bones along the way.
Yeah.
But something's holding him back. I mean, just think. Imagine what he could do if we let him off the leash.
Bitch, Batman ain't on no
He won't have
leash.
the GCPD breathing down his neck anymore. He'll be able to really make the children of Arkham pay.
I know he's a vigilante, but Batman's always respected the law. I don't think he'll change his ways anytime soon.
Then he's limiting himself.
Harvey's gonna become Two-Face with or without a face.
He's the only one getting anything done in this city. I mean, just imagine if we had an army of vigilantes just like him.
An army, you say?
A new Gotham. A better Gotham.
We should let him burn his
We
face
can
off.
use
He's
the
going
children
crazy
of
anyway.
Arkham's methods against them. If they want to play dirty, we'll play dirty.
Harvey, look, you've been under a lot of stress, especially with all the trauma recently. Maybe you should...
Don't tell Harvey what to do, Wayne. Don't you dare.
He's turning into Two-Face, but with a whole face. How can he do this?
Oh, God. Bruce, I'm so sorry.
Right? Don't make me shave half your face off.
Lost myself a little bit there.
Mr. Dent?
How play? Kill the mayor and steal his face, become Two-Face.
Thank
Not
you,
bad
Deborah.
shout.
I'll be
Not
right
bad
out.
shout. Basically a gang of superheroes that just beat up everybody he wants, yeah.
Don't tell anyone about this.
I'm gonna tell the
I was
police.
just, thinking out loud. That's all.
You're thinking too loud.
I didn't mean any of it. It's just the stress of the job kind of gets to me.
Call your therapist.
Look, Harvey, that therapist you told me about, I think you should call her. Maybe she can help you work through whatever this is that you're going through.
It might be the injected stuff
Just
that's also
think
making him a
about it,
bit tripped out.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
Get the help you need, Harvey.
See you around, Bruce.
Otherwise you'll no longer be mayor, you'll be back to being Da. No one wants to be Da. Also get a matching blazer and trousers, dude. Come now.
An interview with the Children of Arkham's leader. I wonder how Vicky managed to score that.
Oh, she's dead now. She had to send a tape in. Oh, shit. Cool. My office now. I guess we've been kicked out of Wayne Enterprises.
Have you seen today's copy of the Gazette?
It just arrived a moment ago. It seems Miss Vale has been talking to some very interesting people. People the Batman would
Get a
like
Fire
to
Decal
find.
t-shirt, become the mayor of
Do you think
Flavortown.
she would be willing
Oh
to
yeah.
help? She may be the only lead we have on the Children of Arkham's leader.
Yeah, if she's been able to talk to their leader, then by extension, so can we.
You think she'd hand that information over to Bruce Wayne?
Unlikely. I stonewalled her at the GCPD after Falcone was shot.
Yeah, we
I
did
can't
do
afford
that.
to waste time with Vicky. Let's offer her a chat with Batman.
Well, I guess I'm gonna beat up a woman.
Can you scramble the line?
Right away.
Vale,
I saw your story in the Gazette this morning. I want to talk.
who is this?
Crabman.
A friend of Gotham.
Yeah, just a concerned citizen wishing to remain anonymous. Or do I now have Batman for a friend?
If you stand for Gotham,
I'm not gonna send you a friend request or anything. Oh, okay, maybe I will. Okay, fair enough.
I've been meaning to thank you. What you did at the debate.
Yeah, you know, this office that we know is still
Not
compromised.
sure
It's
I would've
fine.
made it out of there otherwise. I'd say I owe you one.
You owe me 12
Meet
on
me
Batman.
at sundown. Cobblepot Park.
Deal.
We're gonna get stabbed by a crackhead, man. That's how this game's gonna end. Everyone gets stabbed by crackheads in Cobblepot Park. Big old crackhead problem at Cobblepot Park. Which is a bit of a tongue twister. Is she vaping? Or is that a pen? Where did he drop from?
Wasn't sure you were gonna show. Gotta admit, part of me thought it was a prank call.
I said I'd be here, didn't I?
Good to know.
Superhero landing, that's it.
So,
Knees are fucked.
Heck,
Vicky.
I'll skip the obvious question. The Children of Arkham seem
Yes,
to
I'd
be
love
your
a tea.
latest target. We all know their methods are extreme, but what about their message? Their leader claims that Gotham's elite have been abusing their power, often at the expense
She's interviewing
of ordinary
Batman?
citizens. For the record, do you think there's any validity to what
Is
they're
she
saying?
EMP?
In your opinion?
I don't want this conversation recorded.
I thought we were here for an interview.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
Fine.
Vicky will
Their
remember that.
message is picking up traction.
Now, tell me what I need.
Especially since the interview.
I need to know everything they told you.
Does no one read anymore? It was a lot of posturing.
Yeah, there should be a
and
third one coming out at
grandiose
some point. I
one-line
don't know if they've
words.
actually started it or not.
We're going to purge the city of corruption, sort of thing. Not great from an investigative standpoint.
Everybody always wants to
Probably
wipe
the
out Gotham. Maybe they should just let them
job,
do
you
it. I mean, if they don't, someone else
that's
wants to
the
do
only
it.
reason you called me, you should really just read it yourself.
Gotham needs to know how dangerous the children of Arkham really are. You are hiding the truth.
Huh. My editor says the physical copies are practically sold out. I'd say the truth
It's
is
because of
getting out
papers. How many papers do you really need to make
may not be
nowadays?
the
Like
side you
12 per city? They all end
But
up on a
that's why
bus
I'm here,
anyway.
To get the other half I'm missing.
Where did you meet? How did they contact you?
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Standing very
I'm not
menacingly.
spelling out a source. Not even for Batman.
Oh, maybe change City's name and then they can't find the
circumstances
city.
that me
Great
are
shout, Hannah. Yeah, good shout.
Just
Call
like
it.
this one. I'm
Bloop, bloop,
sure
bloop.
you wouldn't want me telling everyone how to get a hold of you.
You're putting the safety of everyone
Blip
in
Blip
Gotham
County,
at
in
risk.
fact. Yeah, they won't even know it's a
If you really
town.
care about
It'll
the
be,
safety of Gotham,
I think it's a
why
county.
aren't you looking at Bruce Wayne? I still want to believe he's a good guy too, but with the information
Call him Metropolis.
that
Yeah, get
surfaced,
fucked Metropolis.
Everyone's angry. Everyone wants him to answer for what his family did. Everyone, except for you.
It's 'cause I'm
Why
Bruce Wayne,
haven't you
Vicky.
gone after him yet?
Because I'm Bruce Wayne.
No way he just slipped under your radar. But so far, no action from you against him.
I'm not protecting Bruce Wayne.
Maybe not. But in this case, doing nothing sure sends a strong statement. Don't think
Maybe
people
we should
haven't
beat up
noticed.
Bruce Wayne.
I don't know if you have some connection with him.
Yep,
Maybe
I'm Bruce
there's
Wayne.
more to this story than I realize.
We gotta kill her. She knows I'm Bruce Wayne.
You can't ignore the facts. Whether he intended to or not, his family has been stealing from innocent people for years. So, what are you gonna do about it?
Piano,
what
where are
is
you?
Batman doing to protect them from Bruce Wayne?
Killing the people.
People want to know.
Believe me, I'll make sure Bruce Wayne's debt is repaid.
Gotham will be glad to hear it. Thank you. Good luck with the Children of Arkham.
Did you seriously not bring me
I'll
like
be
a
sure
hot
your
chocolate or
message
something,
gets
though?
out.
We are not done.
Yeah.
We had a deal.
You're right. You upheld your end.
Give me the stuff I forgot what I asked for.
I can lose my job for this.
Good. You're a shitty reporter, Vicky.
This is where we met for the interview. Just please don't tell anyone I gave this to you.
Hey guys, do you want to see what Vicky just told me and gave to me? It's pretty job threatening, if you ask me. No crackheads though, so you know, luckily she didn't get shanked. Skytrain Depot. Highland Line. What's up with Gotham being so full of snitches these days? Right, I know man, everyone just gives in on it. Tweet about it, that'll help. That's true. Send us like, hey guys, check out what Vicky gave me. That's it. You gotta warn people, you know? Get as many people as a backup as you can down there.
Everything's dark, quiet. It's empty.
No sign of the children of Arkham? They may not have gone far. They should be there.
Not for the moment. Means I have time to see what they've been up to.
Just
or
be careful.
Get stuck in a trap.
We don't want any surprises. I'll continue monitoring the drone feeds from here.
Thanks. Go and have a look around.
Okay.
There's a body here.
Yep.
Likely the work of the children of Arkham. I'm gonna look around.
Could have been a polar bear. Polar bears are pretty deadly. Probably gonna see it's a polar bear once we get to it. That's done it.
He's been dead for a while from the looks of it.
Wish you could swan dive off a catwalk and land on your feet. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd also like to be able to do like a massive jump into just a pile of hay. That'd be great.
He was shot dead center, twice, executed.
But it's healed by looks
I
fit.
suppose they no longer had need of a hostage.
This man's veins. They look like Montoya's veins after she was drugged, only they're so much worse. The same drug from the debate.
I feared
Debating drug.
the last of it.
There's no puncture mark here. No entry point for an injection.
So
Maybe he shot it for his eyes. I reckon he shot it for his eyes.
They've been referencing the map. Whatever they're building must hinge on it somehow. A detonation device, but it's disabled.
That's good.
They must have intended to hook it up to something.
Diving off a cliff into 2 feet of water is how you do it. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can do that in real life too as well. That's fair.
Doesn't seem to be counting down yet.
Yet.
This depot is pretty centrally located. This is how they were timing their route. Alfred, what stations are within a 27-minute train ride from this depot?
27 minutes, 13 seconds, dude.
Now. Sir, there's just
Yeah, right. He's always got to sound cool, though. You know.
It's one of the busiest places in the city. Thousands of people go in and out every hour.
Word. To your mother. Look at them barrels.
These barrels match the shrapnel that I found at the docks.
Best not inhale them then, Batman. Oh.
Someone's been practicing chemistry.
Could sniff it.
This solvent increases dermal permeability.
That's what I thought.
Looks like they ran out of the absorbing agent.
Silly buggers. They needed more margarine.
Something spilled here.
UV cocaine?
This is the drug they've been using. Refined. It's the same as the one given to Montoya and Harvey. This train car has been modified.
How do you mean?
You know, UV cocaine, right? Just a bit blatant when you're at a club, you know?
Clearly the holding tank. It's empty. For now.
You're empty.
Looks like some kind of sprinkler system.
Alright, that'll get done.
Planning to put out fires.
The train car is their delivery system.
Maximum coverage.
Alfred sounded a little bit excited about that, you know? I'm walking over here. Just walking over here.
They've altered the drug so that it can be absorbed through the skin.
Okay. Nothing?
Mercy Street. But how are they planning to release it?
Well, on the train we just said that, yeah. Just doesn't listen to us, does he?
The drug is being modified here. They're changing it.
Okay. That's it, keep walking around the table, Batman, you got it.
A modified train car is going to be sent to Mercy Street Station.
Hey, Gil, baby! How you doing today, dude?
Must have found a way to
Lovely to see you, bud.
With a drug
People always judge you for doing glowing drugs. If you want to inject yourself with liquid inside of a glow stick, you should be feel free to. You should. I remember I accidentally got some in my mouth once. Very sick.
Dispersing it through the sprinklers.
And Imogen and Mighty got Fizzbuck from that. The rewards are randomly chosen. Pretty much, yeah.
Over the crowds.
Yeah. It's like any kind of gambling. And doing fine. Glad to hear, man.
They could infect the entire city.
Very tempted to get another tea very quickly. I'm getting very sleepy.
Mix with the rest of the stockpile of drugs.
There's a train coming.
Choo choo. Yeah, it's basically exactly the same as Bakura's, but we just have different words. Only the best win. I can't deny that. You know, I really can't.
If I'd known you were gonna make me lug this thing myself, I would have worn more comfortable shoes.
Just add it to the list of your mistakes.
So it's taking a couple you ever seen. It's right. People can't look up in Gotham, so you're safe.
It's all here.
Good.
Okay, you two, get these mixed, loaded onto the
I
train.
could say, but when they took your money at a roulette table, but they just kicked you out. Have you tried going to a different roulette table in a different casino and seeing if they can reimburse you for the other place? They're probably all connected, right?
More of that absorbing agent.
She must have a good reason for being there.
But Chorus definitely doesn't give points to everybody.
She plays whatever side meets her needs.
Currently, her needs seem to be focused on keeping all.
It's like Batman Day. You drove earlier, and Waze gave you directions and a photo of Batman or the Riddler. Oh, really? Yeah, no idea. I don't think it is Batman Day, but maybe with all the new like Batman trailer and stuff, people are getting more into the idea of Batman. Oh shit, she's gonna get injected.
I know you're here.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think me and Bakura probably even have the same odds for winning and everything.
Oh, I know.
Maybe just different values.
But now, you're a loose end. Surrender. Unless you'd like to see firsthand what a critical dose looks like.
I mean, it would be interesting.
She joined poor Esther Cobblepot.
I know what you have planned with the Skyrim. It's not going to happen.
Then killing you both will have to be a consolation.
Get him. No worries, Selena. I mean, Catwoman. Oh, shucks.
Train's ready.
Get him. Get him. Oh shit. Ow, bitch. Oh, I didn't hit that in time. That guy had a gun. Get him. Fucking A, get him. That guy again is definitely dead.
Don't get ahead of yourself. I decide when
Oh
this
shit.
ends.
Maybe he's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Ooh. Batman Day, September 21st. Okay, nice. I'll read all the comments in a moment.
You can't protect
I might have just failed this.
yourself. They lit the fire. We're just here to stoke the flames.
You do a lot of talking. Not sure you can back it up.
Try me. Go on.
Okay.
Show me.
See, I've only seen him Batman's back in. No one names a Batman's mouth, yeah, right? They seem all scared about it. Whew. Oh shit. Oh, bats.
So short-sighted.
Pinch on the catwalk, get out of the way. No, 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 no. Oh, okay, thanks. Special finisher move. Oh, yeah. I think I pressed Shift D correctly. Kaboom. Kaboom. Get wrecked, nerd. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oopsie daisy. Nice catch. Fucking hell. That must have hurt.
Hang in there. Don't pass out on me.
I get fucking nerd, right? Destruction of private property. Very much so. You right, mate? We're gonna go now if that's cool. He's gonna get a city bill. Yeah. A real shitty city bill.
I'm gonna get you somewhere safe. Just stay with me.
She's a good egg, really, isn't she? Oh, so this is Selena's gaff. Nice to see.
I know. Come on.
Oh shit, now she knows who we are. They may fuck. Yeah. And Harvey's gonna be upset because he was dating her.
Stay here, okay?
He's already in a bit
Just
of a
don't
mood,
move.
you know.
I'm fine. I just need to get back out.
Let me smash.
That might work on your butler, but I'm not buying that crap. Stay there.
Okay. Bowl of towels? That's like the worst food ever,
You're
man.
lucky you were wearing that suit. You know that was stupid, right?
I mean, she's been alright. She's doing alright, you know, she does what she needs to get by.
Showing
She hasn't
up at
robbed
that
me,
training
so
depot.
fuck it, who cares?
Taking on
Wait,
that
that's my
leader.
cereal!
Repeat after me.
I thought I just
Bruce.
ate it all.
I am not invincible, and painkillers do not solve the problem.
You are not invincible, and painkillers do not solve the
You
problem.
weren't going to take them down on your own. They would have killed you.
You're one to talk.
I never pick a fight I can't win.
Oh yeah, you haven't, I guess.
I don't think you're getting very far with a shoulder like this.
Oh, great.
Gotta get a new
You
shoulder.
can stay here until morning. Not that I owe you anything. After the debate, I'd say we're even.
Selena.
It's fine. You can have the couch until morning. Then I'm done owing you favors. Probably best to lie low for now anyway. I don't want the children
What
of
about
Arkham
breakfast? She
finding
gonna
this
supply
place.
breakfast? He could afford a new shoulder, in fairness, yeah. But I don't know if his funds
had
got
it
frozen
handled,
once he got, you know, like taken down
With
from
their
being
leader.
the head of
I had a
Wayne
plan.
Manor.
Really didn't need you swooping in and messing it up.
I was there tracking the children of Arkham. I had no idea you'd be there.
Just like his new skull, that's it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That was gonna be my ticket out of here. One last job to get the goons off my back. So much for that. Thanks again, Bats.
Why even stay in Gotham? You could just leave.
Trying to get rid of me?
Come on.
Tired of starting over, I guess.
Might as well just stay in the same place even if people try and kill you.
Oh, look who's back.
Oh, so one of those ugly cats.
Hey,
It looks cuter in your Aristocats, that's for sure.
I don't think she
Alright.
likes you.
Jeez.
Okay,
Feeling is
she
mutual.
really doesn't.
I'm not sure I care much for her either.
Way to win her over. Cut it out.
We are Siamese if you please. We are Siamese if you don't please.
This really hasn't been your week, has it?
You think? I lost my company, my...
I will remember that, yeah.
My father was...
Just like everyone else. They've all got something to hide, Bruce. Every last one of them. Even the so-called...
Except for
good
me and my
guys.
monkey.
There's always something.
So what is it you're hiding, Selina?
Let's
All
get to the
kinds
crux
of
of the matter.
things.
A bank account.
Come on, Bruce.
Shoe cupboard.
Even you have your secrets.
That sparkling water over there. It's not real water. Well, it's real water, just is.
Those
It's not
things you
sparkling.
hide from the world. And won't let anyone else see.
I don't have any secrets from you.
You know, I have heard that 1,000 times. But you might
Stream,
be the first
please.
to actually mean it.
We are.
You're a good man, Bruce. But good men don't lie with thieves. I know what I am.
A thief?
No noble intentions.
Oh.
Just the thrill of breaking what they say can't be broken. Knowing there's no safe I can't crack. No fortress I can't infiltrate.
You're more than that, Selina.
That's not all you are.
You're
I
also
think
a
this is what
buyer
you
of
want
products.
people to believe.
You put a lot of faith in someone who doesn't deserve it. I've stolen from corrupt jerks like Hill, but I've taken plenty from good people too.
That's right, Batman's murdered. Oh, the streamer's buffering, really?
Some shiny
Okay, I haven't any drop
toys and
frames on my
crappy
side,
button
so might
on
just
your
be
toe.
worth a refresh.
A high is nice, but it wears off. Then you look around and see.
Oh, poor Gil. Oh no, you'd want them to fuck, sorry. I thought you were saying, yo, just
So you
fuck,
get
as
back
in,
out
like,
there.
stop fucking with the internet.
Try and chase that feeling down.
I like it
I
here.
think the place has charm.
What's charming about it? The leak in the ceiling or the dirty underwear on the floor?
It's not what I meant.
A little bit is what he meant. Kiss her forehead. Get on it, son.
I was hoping for something more than that.
Oh shit. Sorry, Harvey. We gonna turn you into Two-Face of the emotions, you know.
I'll make it up to you.
Careful of my shoulder and penis. Okay, and this is for Pyro.
I'll do the work myself?
I thought that
Or are
would
you
help
gonna
nice
undo
with the
this
scene.
for me?
And he suddenly walks in for no reason. Do it now. I want to watch you, baby.
I think I'd rather watch you.
Then we can say to Harvey, yo, she got naked on me, bro. But are you good Bruce or bad Batman? At the moment, he's being bad man. Just full stop. But to be fair, Harvey's... We told him to get over it. So if he didn't get over it, that's his fault by now. And, like, we're not gonna smash. Come on. Meow. 2 hours later. We gotta see some titty and bras, but no nipple action. You do get a bit of underbutt by the looks of it here, so, you know. Why do you have a coat finger on the outside of the door? It's the coat for her door.
Rise and shine.
Not yet.
Good man and bad Batman all love knocking boots.
Surprised
That's
you're
right.
still here.
It's getting down, man.
Don't
That's
get
what
me
it
wrong,
is.
Bruce.
My disappointment is
You showed
immeasurable.
me where we stood back at the debate.
And my day is
I
ruined.
know last night didn't mean anything. I don't need you to stay and hold my hand. One night stands don't usually stick around.
Well, you know, doesn't have to be the last time.
I don't think we really want to go down that road.
Oh, poor little Brucey's going to get his heart broken, as well as his shoulders.
Strings. There are bagels in the fridge.
Got
if you're
no
hungry.
strings to hold me down. Hey, you got
You don't need
bagels?
to rush out on an empty stomach.
Although again, I've seen like American TV shows, people eat bagels without like any topping, like just a bagel. Like the fuck's that about? You got some butter or like Marmite or cheese and salmon. And... We got a bat message. I want to steal everything in her apartment first. Yeah, let's actually check around to see if she's got any of my shit in here first. No. Nothing. Hey, this is mine. This is my grapple hook. Take your grapple hook back. She's told us from you. Take the goddamn grapple hook. You want to get out fast? She thick. That's alright. It seems like more of a reason to stay, if you ask me. But
Bruce?
Morning,
Alfred.
Oh, thank goodness. I was worried.
Oh no, I'm not dead. Don't worry, Al. I just was having sex with my best friend's
I
lady.
heard from you. I didn't know what happened. If you were...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to worry you, Alfred.
Well, I'm just glad you're okay. I always fear the day you don't come
He
home,
got
Bruce.
some booty. He got some booty.
Where are you, anyway?
Booty town.
I stayed at Selena's last night.
Oh. Well, that certainly explains it.
You got something to say, Alfred?
I'm not judging
Get him.
Sounded like you were.
I wouldn't dream of it. While you're there, this might be a good opportunity to learn more about Miss Kyle. After all, we really don't know anything about her.
Spent last night to Alfred.
Find
Pretty
lying
much.
around, if she's trustworthy.
Yeah, good shot.
Yeah. That's a smart idea. I'll see what I can find.
At the very least, you can find that grapple gun of yours.
Right.
I already know where it is
Might
too.
be harder than you'd think.
No, I already
She
found
doesn't
it.
Share your love
It's right there.
of organization.
Yes, well, I'll see you back at home, Bruce.
If I take this grapple hook away from her and she dies, that's even better, right? What's she got on a bookshelf? Oh, we have to go that side to look at it.
Scarlet Pimpernel, much ado about nothing. Petrarca. Didn't take her for a romantic. What's this one?
That's right, 2 steps ahead of him.
The Gita Govinda. That's academic.
Aight.
She can afford to eat anywhere, and she still chooses Chinese takeout.
Nothing wrong with a good bit of
Isn't it a
takeout,
good
man, if you
place?
find a good place, you know? Well, maybe she thinks it's a good place, Bruce, alright? Jeez.
This was an
50
exhibit
Shades
at the
of-
Gotham Museum of Art.
Of black,
I helped raise the funds for
yellow, and blue.
Lucius
That's
even
Batman's
set up new
colours.
security
And
for the
grey, I
museum.
guess, yeah.
How did she get in?
Door. Or something that looks like a door. What the fuck? I'll have a look at that last. I feel she might get a bit annoyed if I'm just poking around her shit.
It's like a queen while she's eating junk.
Yeah. And what? See what she's got cooking up. She does have bagels.
It looks alright to me. Nothing growing, at least.
And she does have cream cheese. Okay, cool. We're not just having a
At least
dry
she's got the
bagel.
essentials.
Drugged bagels? Maybe. We might get lucky, yeah. I should have looked at her claw. What about your claw that's on the table? Don't you want to hide that too? Alright, Kit Kat, Paddy Whack. Oh, shit!
Hey.
Oh, shit!
I brought breakfast. Can I come in?
I don't know if that's such a
No.
Just for a minute. I really need to talk to you. If you want me to go, I'll go. But I have to get this out.
Oh, shit. I didn't do it in time. I didn't do it in time. Oh shit!
What the?
Seriously.
What are you doing here?
Have a seat, Harvey.
No, I don't need to sit down.
I spent the night here. That's it.
You.
Harvey will remember that.
I can't believe this.
Screenshot motherfucker and sneaker. Yeah.
Come here and...
I was starting to roll the smoke, so I didn't have time to press up to kick the cat away.
God, I should have known. I should have known that you would do this to me. You were just using me, weren't you? Both of you.
None of this is about you, Harvey.
I'm just making this up?
Yes, you are. This had nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
He will not be able to protect you.
I'm Batman, dude.
Just get out of here, Harvey.
What happens when the children of Arkham come for him? You think you won't get caught in the crossfire? They're coming for all of us.
Yeah, so it don't matter who she's with.
He can't stop them.
I may go down for what my father did, but I won't take her down with me. She'll be fine.
Funny. Thinking you have a choice. Thinking you can save the people around you. Thinking you can do it, Harvey. Cut it!
Dude, I've been helping you. Do you have two faces or one at the moment?
Sorry.
What the hell is going on?
He's turning into Two-Face without the scarring.
He's been afraid.
Oh shit.
Always depending on everyone else to save him. Like a child.
Uh-oh.
Stop it!
Two-Face is here.
Now you see.
Woo, woo. That's an alarm, not a ghost. Woo. Two-Face alert.
Now you've got 2 seconds.
Or what? Harvey won't be pushed around anymore.
He sounds more like Solomon Grundy.
Everyone who thought they could hurt him.
He did not call his therapist, yeah.
Starting with you. Both of you.
You're a smoking lad to kill.
Who am I?
Yes, you are.
Harvey, you are our friend. We don't want to fight you.
What if I do?
You want to fight yourself? Oh shit. Alright, I guess I'll light my smoke in a moment.
Of course.
Trying to get to stick properly.
Can't play favorites. They both deserve it, one way or another.
I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you.
How about we flip for it?
This isn't funny.
No, it really isn't.
Yeah, right. You're not even scarred up and you're becoming Two-Face. What the fuck, dude?
Selina, looks like you're first.
Oh, that's good then.
Always getting in the middle of things.
Who's gonna beat up a woman? That's pretty dickish of you, dude.
The call's already been made.
Harvey.
I'm gonna carve his face off in this, aren't I? It's the oven on?
No.
The bagels. Did we put the bagels in the toaster? Is he gonna burn his face on the toaster? I reckon it was the drugs that done him, yeah. No, don't cut your face off. Or do. I don't know. Do.
He's gonna hurt someone.
Hopefully just himself.
Take him out. Have you lost your mind?
No.
We'll wear him down. We're good, Bruce. Good, Bruce.
What are you doing?
That's right. The bagels, man. The poppy seeds have turned him off. Got him back on his heroin problem. He's jonesing hard right now. That's the issue. Is that what you got, dude? Jeez. Get wrecked.
Come on, Harvey. That's enough.
So Mojo, I don't know if you remember like this at all or anything, but did you have this fight with him, but just with like a half-faced Harvey?
Oh God. Please. I don't want to be alone, Bruce.
Well, you don't sure doing a bloody weird way of showing it. Ready for you down? Okay.
Oh God, I can't listen to him.
You're not alone. We're right here.
Okay. I am.
So regardless if he becomes Two-Face or not, it seems this is probably still the outcome that happens.
fault.
Harvey, don't.
Bruce, I don't think we can help him. Not on our own.
He's my friend, Selina. I'm not.
Let me just put him in Arkham. We're making a new Arkham too, you know.
Help you can't give
It's
him.
okay, Bruce. I'll go. I don't deserve your help.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bang your girlfriend.
Go off with your tail between your legs.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Hey, dude,
So
I think we
sorry.
should... I think he should leave some collateral with us. He should give us half his face. So then if he turns evil,
So much for this place.
we've got half his face.
I'm
And
not
we'll be
gonna
like,
stick
dude,
around and
and
wait
as you
for
become good, we're not going to give you your face back. You know?
Thought it would be a while before I had to move again.
You're just gonna take off. Where will you go?
I don't know.
So it's a similar path just
All
with
the
all of his
apartments
face,
in
right?
Gotham
Okay.
with this kind of private
So after all we
access.
did...
Ugh.
Damn it.
Maybe I'll live on a boat.
He might end himself. That could happen. I could see that
Yeah.
happening.
That means you too.
Oh yeah, cats love boats.
We won't go far.
Yo, come be my wife now.
You should come stay with me.
I don't know.
There's
Yeah, no,
plenty
be
of
quick, right?
space. Alfred could set up a guest room for you.
I'll think about it.
Alright. That's how good the Bruce Wayne loving is. Only one session of loving with Bruce Wayne and you move into his manor.
Great.
What was that about?
Regina.
I'm
I have to
supposed
retire.
to announce my resignation at a press event today. Somehow try to appear happy that Oswald Cobblepot is taking my job.
Yo, dude,
Sounds
just
like
take
an
some
opportunity.
ecstasy or something
What do you
beforehand.
mean?
They
That's what most
screwed
public
you out of
speakers
your own
do.
Company. You have all this information that could bring them down, and they're handing you a live mic. So use it. Don't be their puppet.
I need to warn everybody about the children of Arkham. They have big plans for Gotham.
Hopefully they'll listen. You better
Stir the
get going.
Cobblepot, baby.
I've got some packing to do.
The offer still stands.
Sounding better and better by the minute.
Okay. She just remembered I'm rich enough a butler. Yeah. Wow, we're not even allowed to do the conference in the building. We have to do it outside. I'm not even allowed in the building.
I'm sorry about all this, Bruce. We've
She's just into men that dress up like animals.
we've prepared a brief damage control
And yeah.
statement to make this easier.
You regret saying
Before I
it,
introduce you,
but I
all
bet you
have
don't
to
regret
do
buying the
is
costume, and I
read
hope it's
what's
true.
on the teleprompter.
And then I can take it from there. Got my little coronation speech just waiting.
Thank
That's
you
nice.
for being so cooperative about all this, Bruce.
Alright.
It really is for the best.
For everyone.
If I do nothing, maybe I get my job back at Wayne Enterprises. I think I will talk up though.
I know it's unfair to ask this of you, but please. Right now,
Yeah,
your
you do you,
reputation,
Pyro. You do
your
you.
entire legacy depends on your cooperation. Get through today, and I can help you. I can convince the board to bring you back. It might not be CEO, but it will be something. A step to regaining what you're being forced to give up. This is what is best for Gotham.
You're right. This is my legacy, and the only reason I'm putting up with this charade.
Yes, well, as long as you cooperate, I suppose your motivation is irrelevant.
I don't know whether to trust her or not, or
Alrighty
just
then.
speak up right
We're
now.
going to make quite a splash today, aren't we? I don't think I'm ever going to forget this day. Beautiful weather, corporate intrigue, a well-deserved comeuppance.
Happy to be here too, Oz.
Really?
Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate you being such a professional. It's time. Bruce, I'm going to introduce you and then
Excuse me.
you're on. Please, stick to the teleprompter.
Okay, but if the teleprompter
Good
tells me to
morning,
like say some
everyone.
secrets.
And thank you
It's not
for
my bad.
being here. Wayne Enterprises has always taken its role
Unless
in
someone
the
gets shot
community
before we even get a
very
chance to speak up.
Isn't it funny? How everything I said to you in the park has come true. Me, taking everything that's yours. And that's not even a punchline. No, dear heart. Not even close. No one's gonna follow you around and take pictures now. It'd almost be sad if you were so bloody handsome.
I know who you really are, Oz. And I'm gonna expose you.
Oh, knowing and proving are two very different things, Bruce.
That's true.
This is
His facial hair annoys me too, right? Yeah, it's super thinned out.
soon enough, it'll be Cobblepot Industries, Cobblepot Medical, and Cobblepot Tech on tops of buildings, and you, Waynes, will be what you should have been all along. A forgotten footnote. Cobblepot will come to mean the future of Gotham.
What happens to my company is up to the board. I think you're a little deluded about the type of power you're gonna have.
All in good time, all in good time. It's amazing the sort of patience I've developed over the years. Oh, I forgot to mention, I did some digging, and you know how old Hill admitted he had your mom and dad killed?
Yeah.
I found out why he did it.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you the story, but only if you say, pretty please. It's quite the page, Turner. I'm sure you're just dying to hear it.
I don't need to know why. Hill had them killed. That's all that matters.
Well, I certainly didn't expect
Yeah,
that.
get that.
But suit yourself. Now you'll never know what
I know.
part your
There's
mom
no way he
played
can.
in it.
And now,
Oh shit.
Bruce
He
Wayne
was probably
would
lying.
like to say a few words.
Remember, enjoy yourself, Bruce. After all, you never know how much time you really have left.
Shit. Oh shit. Good Bruce
Ladies
Wayne,
and gentlemen.
I guess.
In light of recent allegations against my family, I have decided to voluntarily step down as CEO of Wayne Enterprises. I know what my father did. I know how much he hurt
Got enough
me,
script, baby.
but I am nothing like him. His actions are his own.
Stop trying to save face.
I have complete faith in the board as they work towards righting the wrongs of the past.
Mr. Wayne.
Shit, I kind of want to out Cobblepot. What do you reckon? Should we out Cobblepot? It might just make stuff worse, but I kind of don't want to say he's brilliant. I feel that's just a lie, you know. I don't really want to welcome him. But it could just make me look spiteful because I'm being kicked out. You'd go with reading for the story? As in, like, keep cooperating kind of thing? And you're reckoning frauds? Okay. They might distrust him if I say he's a fraud, that's true. But they already distrust me. So what we got? What we got? We got 1 for keep reading story and 2 for call him a fraud. We definitely wouldn't say that. Okay. What are the options again? We don't have much time.
Are you having trouble reading the teleprompter?
My replacement, Oswald Cobblepot, is a member of the Children of Arkham. They control his every move.
Security!
Step back, Mr. Wayne.
I should have carried on just being normal, but...
That was quite a show you put on, Bruce.
My apologies. Folks, please forgive me, Mr. Wayne.
Oh shit, like everyone hates on me now.
Everyone completely understands his behavior.
I should have just kept on reading.
The press seemed to eat it up. I rather enjoyed it myself. Not that it'll change anything.
I did what I felt was right.
Yeah, well, someone has to. I just didn't think it'd be you.
It's not an easy thing.
Right.
Something you've come to have as part of your identity.
Dropped your pen.
You're very
That's not...
Uh-oh. Fucking Vicky Vale, man. Uh-oh. Fucking Vicky Vale, man.
That's the drug taking hold of you.
You're with it.
They all turned on you, did the same when they all turned on you? Son of a bitch, okay.
I am the Children of Arkham.
God damn, Vicky.
I think it's time you knew my real name.
Boat Reynolds.
I am.
Oh shit.
And you already know the Penguin. Look at him up there, taking everything that should belong to you.
I'm gonna murder.
He thinks he can get away with it because none of them know who he really is. They wouldn't believe you if you told them.
And if we could just get one more round of
Oh
applause
shit.
for our
Bitch in
the man
italics.
of the hour, Bruce Wayne. Ouch, someone's a
Uh-oh.
little touchy, it seems.
It would be so easy to get rid of him. Who else
Oh shit.
can deliver justice?
No, Brucey, no! No! It's a bad Bruce. It's a bad Bruce. Oh shit, okay. Bruce going sicko mode. Right, so the minority of us helped Harvey and let Montoya face the danger alone. Most people helped Montoya. Fuck her. She killed Falcone. Most of us kept our composure and didn't punch Oswald. Okay. Most of us asked him to stay at Wayne Enterprise as well. Okay, cool. All thinking about the inside man. That's good shit. 90% of players fucked Selena, of course. You know, again, we're all very thirsty gamers. And did you beat up Harvey or take it easy on him? And most of us refused to physically attack Harvey. Aww. Okay. Right. This is definitely proven to be an interesting game. Telltale definitely didn't fail on this one. It's just funny that Two-Face basically still is Two-Face regardless if he has a half a face or not. Next time on AMC's The Batman. That looks way more cartoony than everything else that monitor.
Display of violence towards Oswald Cobblepot and members of the press. Bruce Wayne has demonstrated a clear lack of mental stability.
Oh shit.
That is why, regrettably, I made the decision to have my own
fucking One Face, man.
In Arkham Asylum.
Just because I banged your lady.
Protector, Gotham already has enough deranged criminals on its streets.
Well, we done goof there. Oh shit, Alfred's got the shotty out ready for him. Oh, not even a shotty, that looks like a automatic.
I have to do it myself.
What? And there's gonna have a gun showdown between Harvey Dent and Alfred? Alfred Bastard Man? He's in the nut house, yo. He sectioned Batman. Dumbass.